Open Hearts and Minds Part 7. This will be the last one, and we touched on this topic a couple of weeks ago in a video called Emotional Blackmail. So to touch back on the Flower Mound chapter meeting earlier this year in September, when the chapter was going to vote on this issue, the Texas State Regent attended, and she gave a speech to try to persuade members as to why they should vote against this. And one of the things it's kind of confusing, but it's still, even like thinking through it right now in my mind, it still confuses me as to why this language that we're trying to get into the bylaws that says that we expect members to act in good faith and to present true and accurate records of who they say they are in terms of their biological sex and parentage, why that language is so offensive and drums up so much in people to the point to where they are compelled to actively work against having that language added, just affirms again that there is an agenda to allow these men in the DAR. There absolutely is. If not, why push so hard against that? Truly, why would you push so hard against that? If we claim to be a women's only society, we promote ourselves as a women's genealogical society. Our name is Daughters of the American Revolution. And so the fact that members want to maintain integrity in our genealogical records and that we want to shore up our bylaws to make sure that members are attesting to act in good faith when they submit their documents as being a true record of who they say they are, the fact that state and national officers work so hard to get members to vote against that simple language, if that doesn't tell you that there is an agenda to allow these men in, I don't know what does. But to jump off of that, when you back them into a corner on these questions that we ask of, well, if we don't have to do it, or if we have to do it to keep our tax status, if that's the reason why, then tell us why. When they can't answer that question, they immediately jump to this emotional blackmail, and they try to make you feel bad and that you're not a compassionate person. Goodness. And I'll tell you something that happened at that chapter meeting, and the Texas State Regent didn't do this, but she did come at the members and say that they needed to be compassionate, and if they can't be compassionate, then she can find a chapter that would accept these people, and that's what she said at the District 6 workshop as well. So she puts it out there, acting like, if you can't be compassionate, then we'll be compassionate to those people. But anyway, one of the things that happened at that meeting, a member actually brought up and put pictures up of some of the men who are in DAR, some of the men who have openly said that they're trans women and that they're members of the DAR. They put pictures of them up, and they asked the members of this chapter to, what they said essentially was, can you imagine if this person went to go apply for membership in the SAR? Do you think they would accept this person? Meaning, that man dressed as a woman is not going to be accepted in the SAR. So you need to accept him because he wants to act like a woman and claim he's a woman and come into a woman's only association. You should feel bad for him because the SAR won't take him dressed like that. Well, nobody's making him dressed like that. To put that burden on members is wrong. So I guess the question here is, Madam State Regent, why do you try to make members feel bad for wanting to keep a women's only association a women's only association? Why do you try to make them feel like they are not nice people or not compassionate because they don't want men in the DAR? That's really what this boils down to. They are not women. They are men. They are men who sometimes dress as women, maybe sometimes not. Who's to say? What if they don't dress like women? What if they're a man that doesn't dress like a woman, but they have an altered birth certificate? Do we still have to let them in? You see, you understand, this is so nonsensical. So the question is, why the emotional blackmail? Why an appeal to emotion in this situation? You ask us to be compassionate. Well, I would ask you, why are we not compassionate then to women who don't have lineal descent of a patriot? Why are we not compassionate to women who have been adopted by parents who have lineal descent of a patriot? There are women who, that's the only parents they've ever known, that's the only family they've ever known, but we don't let them in. And if they do get in with that document, then it's not legitimate in the DAR's eyes. They don't like it. They don't encourage that. So my question is, why are we scolded and admonished to be compassionate to one set of people, but not another set of women who have been adopted, who have a state altered birth certificate that is a legitimate document? Why can't we show compassion to them? And further, why don't we show compassion to any and everybody? What if there is a man who's not even lineal descent of a patriot that wants to be in the DAR? Why don't we show compassion to them if they want to belong? What if there is a man who does have lineal descent, but he doesn't identify as a woman? All of these questions, it goes back to, again, when they cannot defend the position, they try to appeal to your emotions and emotionally blackmail members. And so the question is, why do y'all do that? Why don't we just get back to business, stick to the facts, and let us have a fair vote? But you know what? We're past that at this point. As far as asking for a fair vote, we will call a special meeting. We will get those 30 chapters at some point. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we will have our vote at some point. So again, this series has been rhetorical. This is to inform members and to hopefully give you some encouragement to know that you're not crazy. If you want to keep the DAR Women's Only Association, you're not crazy, and you're not wrong for wanting to do that. So just remember that we have come really, really far, and I believe we're going to see a victory. And again, it's all thanks to the Lord. We have asked for his help. He has provided it. And I do feel that we will have a victory someday. And I'll say it again, we believe in restoration, not because of who we are, but because of who God is.